Please don't hurt me, she whispered. Asterisk. The battlefield was silent now. Burned ships and broken machines lay across the valley. Thick black smoke rose from the ground. The air smelled like fire, metal, and death. Cole, a human soldier, walked slowly between the wreckage. His armor was scratched. His rifle was heavy in his hands. He had seen too much war. He wasn't looking for enemies now. He was just checking for survivors. He moved aside a large metal panel and froze. Underneath, curled into a tight ball, was a girl, alien, but young. Her skin was light purple, her silver hair tangled and dirty. She was bleeding from the leg, and her arms were shaking. Her eyes met his. Terrified, wide, full of fear. Cole dropped his weapon instantly and raised his hands. I'm not going to hurt you, he said softly, but she didn't believe him. Please, don't hurt me, she whispered, her voice thin and broken. She had heard the stories all her life. She was told that human men were monsters, that they destroyed without mercy, that if they found you, they would break you. She was told to run, to hide, or to die before being caught. But now, she was caught. And all he did was kneel. Cole slowly reached into his pack and pulled out a water bottle. He placed it near her, then backed away. You're hurt, he said. You need help. The girl didn't move. Her body was still shaking. Her fingers clutched the metal floor like it could save her. My name is Cole, he said. I'm a human, but I'm not your enemy. She looked confused. She didn't understand. He took off his helmet and placed it beside him. See, he said, no armor, no tricks. She looked at the helmet, then at his face. He had soft eyes, tired eyes, not cruel ones. Finally, very slowly, she reached for the water. Her hands were shaking so much that it spilled. Cole didn't laugh. He didn't move. It's okay, he said. Take your time. She drank what she could. Then she looked at him again and whispered, why aren't you hurting me? Cole sighed. Because I don't want to, but you're human. I know, he said. She stared at him for a long time. Then her voice cracked. They told me you would burn me alive. Cole looked down. Some humans did terrible things in this war. I can't deny that. But not all of us are like that. The girl looked around, afraid. Are there more coming? No, he said. Just me. Why are you still here? I stayed behind to search for survivors, like you. She didn't speak for a while. Then she said, my name is Arya. Cole nodded. Hi, Arya. She tried to sit up, but winced in pain. Cole crawled forward, slowly, like approaching a frightened animal. Your leg, he said. May I look at it? Arya flinched, then nodded once. Cole gently pulled back the cloth around her injury. It was burned, bruised, and deep. He opened a medical patch and wrapped it with care. Arya watched him the entire time. When he was done, she whispered, you're gentle, only with those who don't try to kill me. He smiled. Her lips moved slightly, maybe a half smile. Unsure if she was allowed to. Can you walk? Cole asked. I don't know. Then I'll help you. He didn't wait for permission. He slid his arm under hers and lifted her carefully. Arya gasped, not from pain, but from shock. She had never been held with kindness. They made it to a quiet cave just off the main field. Cole started a small fire. He gave her a blanket and some food. Arya sat, looking at the flame. Cole watched her. Do you believe me now? He asked. She nodded slowly. Yes, she said. But I don't understand. If you're not the monster, then who were they? Cole looked at the sky. Sometimes the worst monsters wear our faces. But that doesn't mean we're all the same. Arya pulled the blanket tighter. She whispered again. Not with fear this time, but something softer. Thank you, Cole. He nodded. They sat together in the quiet. No more running. No more lies. Just a broken souls. Learning, for the first time, that maybe kindness was real. Asterisk. I thought humans only destroyed. Asterisk. The next morning, Arya woke with a start. For a second, she forgot where she was. Her hands moved fast, reaching for anything sharp. A small metal stick lay near the fire. She grabbed it like a weapon. But Cole was already awake. He didn't move toward her. He just lifted his hands, calm and gentle. It's okay, he said. You're safe? Arya blinked. The fear faded slowly. Then she saw the blanket still wrapped around her, the food beside her, untouched. She relaxed a little, but didn't let go of the stick. Cole handed her a soft ration bar and water. You need to eat, he said. Your leg will heal faster. She took the food but didn't eat right away. Instead, she asked, "Why do you care?" Cole sat on a nearby rock. "I don't know. Maybe because I was taught to fix things, not break them." Arya tilted her head. "You're a soldier." "Not really," he said. "I fix machines. I joined the war because I had no choice. But I never liked hurting anyone." She slowly took a bite. "They showed us images," she said. "Videos, humans burning cities, laughing while alien children screamed. I thought you only destroy." Cole looked at the fire. "Some humans do. Some aliens do too. War makes monsters out of all sides." Arya's voice lowered. "I was raised in a lab. We weren't taught history, only hate. They said if we ever saw a human, we must scream or die. But you didn't scream," Cole said. "I did," she replied softly, "but only in my heart." Cole smiled gently. "Good. It means your heart is still yours." They packed their small camp and left the cave. Arya limped, leaning on Cole for support. The road ahead was broken, twisted metal, scorched trees. Ruined drones still smoking. Arya stared at the destruction. "Was this your doing?" Cole shook his head. "This wasn't mine. This was someone trying to win too fast." They passed a crashed transport. Alien bodies inside. Soldiers, not civilians. Arya looked away. Cole stopped and opened a small box near one of the bodies. Inside was a music chip, still working. He handed it to her. "What is it?" she asked. "Something peaceful," he said. "They weren't monsters either. They probably had families too." Arya looked at the chip. No one had ever told her. The enemy might have feelings, or music. They walked on in silence. That evening, they reached an abandoned outpost. Cole checked the doors, clear. Inside, it was dusty but safe. Working power, even clean water. Arya sat by the window, watching the stars slowly appear. "It's quiet now," she said. "Too quiet," Cole replied. "We're near the border zone. Patrols sometimes sweep through. If they find us, they'll shoot. Depends who finds us," he said. "Some shoot, some ask questions." She was quiet for a moment, then asked, "And if it's humans?" Cole paused. "If it's my side, I'll try to protect you." Arya looked at him closely. "Why?" He looked back. "Because you're not my enemy." Later, Arya found a small, broken robot in the corner of the room. Its eyes blinked. Its voice chip damaged. "What is it?" she asked. "A helper unit," Cole said. "Used to serve drinks or clean. Can you fix it?" "Probably." He got to work. Arya sat beside him, watching. His hands moved fast, but carefully. He spoke to the machine like it was alive. When the robot blinked, fully awake and beeped happily, Arya gasped. "You brought it back," she said. "See," Cole smiled. "I fixed things." The robot rolled over to Arya and offered her a small flower from the rubble. She laughed. For the first time, Cole stared at her. She looked younger when she smiled, softer, like the fear had lifted, just a little. "You're not what they said," she whispered. "And neither are you," he said. Outside, a drone moved slowly across the sky. Recording them. Watching. Sending a signal. Someone now knew that a human and an alien were traveling together, and that they were not enemies. "They lied to me, didn't they?" Arya sat near the edge of the outpost roof, legs crossed, eyes locked on the night sky. The stars were bright tonight. Too calm, too quiet. Cole sat beside her, sharpening the tool. Neither spoke for a while. Then, Arya broke the silence. "Do you remember the first time you saw an alien?" Cole thought for a second. "Yeah, I was 10. It was at a science fair. One of them spoke to us through a screen, said they wanted peace." "What happened after?" "Humans laughed," Cole said. "Some clapped, but most forgot about it." Arya looked down. "I never heard that story. They told us the first human message was a threat. They promised to destroy us." Cole frowned. "No, that's not true." She nodded slowly. "I believe you now. Because too many things don't make sense anymore." She pulled a small metal drive from her pocket. "I found this in the lab when I escaped," she said. "They told us not to touch it. Said it was corrupted." Cole took it, opened his device, and played the file. A video began. It showed humans and aliens working side by side, smiling, building something together. Arya gasped. "They told us that never happened." "This was from 20 years ago," Cole said. "Before the war started. Before the bombing of the trade moon. I thought that bombing was done by humans." Cole stared at the video. "So did I." but now I'm not sure. Arya looked at him with wide eyes. They lied to me, didn't they? Cole nodded slowly. They lied to both of us. Double quotes later. They explored deeper into the outpost. They found a storage room full of damaged equipment. Arya walked past a mirror and stopped. She hadn't seen herself in weeks. Her face was thinner now. Tired. Her hair was uneven, her clothes torn. She looked like a survivor. Cole stepped behind her. You okay? I'm not sure who I am anymore, she said. I was raised to hate you. Now you're the only one who's kind to me. Maybe. Cole said, this is your chance to decide for yourself. She turned toward him. How? By choosing what kind of person you want to be, not what they trained you to be. She nodded. Then I want to help others, like you helped me. He smiled. That's a good start. Just then, an alarm flashed on Cole's scanner. Movement. He said, 1 kilometer out. To figures. Arya's heart jumped. What do we do? Stay low. Cole said, don't make noise. They hid in the lower level of the outpost. But the door burst open. A human bounty hunter entered with a helmet and a glowing rifle. Well, the man said. Cole, long time. Cole stood slowly. Blake, you always had a soft spot for strays. The hunter said, nodding at Arya. Leave her out of this. Cole said, can't do that. Command says any alien found traveling with a human gets reported or removed. Arya's hands shook. She's not a threat. Cole said, doesn't matter. Blake grinned. She's worth credits. Before he could move, Cole threw a wrench at the lights, breaking them. Darkness. Then flashes. Arya ran. Cole fought. Blake fired. When the dust cleared, Cole lay on the ground, bleeding. Arya stood over him, breathing hard, blaster shaking in her hands. The bounty hunter was gone. Arya dragged Cole to safety. He winced as she patted his shoulder. You saved me, he whispered. You saved me first, she replied. Now we're even. Cole laughed weakly. Does this mean we're friends? Arya looked at him seriously. No, she said. We're more. Asterisk. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Asterisk. Cole's breathing was slow. Arya sat beside him, holding the cloth to his shoulder. The wound was deep, but the bleeding had stopped. The old med kit from the outpost still worked. Barely. They had moved to a hidden maintenance tunnel under the ruins. Dark. Quiet. Safe for now. Cole opened his eyes. How long was I out? He asked weakly. 2 hours. Arya said. Your blood pressure dropped, but you're stable now. You saved me. She nodded. Yes. He smiled. You're getting good at this. Arya looked at her hands. They were still shaking. I was so scared. She whispered. But I wasn't scared of you. Cole turned his head. No. She shook her head. Not anymore. Not after everything. There was silence for a moment. Then she added. I think I was more afraid of what it meant to trust you. Cole didn't speak. He just listened. Arya stared into the shadows of the tunnel. They trained me since I was a child. They showed me images. They made us repeat words. Humans kill. Humans take. Humans lie. They showed us human war footage again and again. It was all we knew. Cole frowned. I've heard similar things from my side about aliens, so they wanted both of us to hate each other, she said, and we did for a long time, but not now. No, she said quietly. Now I see you, not your species, not your armor. You. Cole sat up slowly, wincing from the pain. I'm glad you stayed, he said. Arya looked at him, her eyes softer now. I almost ran. When Blake attacked, a part of me wanted to run and hide, but you didn't, because I remembered something you said. She whispered, your heart is still yours. Cole smiled, tired but proud. Arya placed her hand gently over his. I'm not afraid of you anymore. They rested for a few hours. Then Arya helped Cole to his feet. He was weak, but he could walk. Where now? She asked. North, he said. There's a rebel contact near the ice fields. If anyone can help us, it's them, rebels. Yeah, Cole replied. Not soldiers, not empire. Just people who want the war to end. Do they accept aliens? They accept anyone who believes peace is still possible. Arya nodded. Then let's go. As they traveled, they passed a broken bridge. Arya paused, staring at a half-buried satellite dish nearby. She walked over and cleared the dirt. Inside, hidden under the dish, was a small box, locked. What's that? Cole asked. Arya touched the symbol on the lid. My colony's mark, she said. I've seen this before. In the labs. She opened it. Inside were files, hard drives, sealed papers, old video chips. Cole picked one up and played it on his reader. A woman's voice spoke. This footage is from the first Human-Alien Alliance Summit. Do not let the government destroy this evidence. The truth must live. Arya's hands trembled. More files followed, peace talks, laughter, mixed families. Proof that they once worked together, loved each other, trusted each other. They burned. All this from our schools, Arya whispered. We were told it was fake. Cole looked at her. What do you want to do with it? Arya stood tall. I want to show the world. I want others to see what I saw. I want to fight their lives with truth. Cole nodded slowly. Then let's deliver it. But they weren't alone. A drone had been watching from the cliffs. It flew off, fast and silent, sending a message to the colony. The girl is alive, and she's with a human. She's with a human. But she's smiling. The drone flew fast through the frozen winds. It reached the colony's command base within minutes. Inside, a tall alien officer stood in silence, watching the footage play on the screen. Arya laughed, not in fear, not in pain. But with joy. And beside her, a human. Not hurting her, not using her. Just walking beside her, smiling back. She's with a human, the officer said coldly, but she's smiling. His second in command stepped forward. Do we retrieve her? No, the officer replied. We expose her. Let the people see what she has become, a traitor. Miles away, Arya and Cole reached the rebel hideout, a small camp built inside the cliffs near the ice fields. Armed guards blocked their path at first. Humans aren't allowed. One of them growled. Arya stepped forward. He's not a soldier. He's with me. The guards hesitated. Then one recognized Arya's face from the drone network. You're the girl who escaped the labs. Yes, she said, and I have something to show you. Inside, they played the old peace footage for the rebel leader, a gray-skinned alien named Sale. His eyes were hard and tired, but when he saw the videos, they softened. This is real. Yes, Arya said. We've been lied to. Both sides. Cole stepped beside her. I used to fix machines. Now, I want to fix something bigger. Sale looked at them both for a long time, then nodded. You have our support. The rebels broadcast the videos across the underground networks. Within days, they spread. The response was fast. Some called Arya a hero. Some called her a traitor. But many began to question the stories they had been told. Then, a new message came. A public video from the alien colony leaders. Arya's single quotes face was shown, walking with Cole, laughing, healing him. The voice said, she has chosen the enemy. She walks with him. This is what happens when you let your heart fall into human lies. Then they offered a reward. Return her, dead or alive. Cole watched the message in silence. Arya sat beside him, eyes full of quiet pain. They'll come for me now, she said. Maybe even the rebels will turn. Cole looked at her. You can still run. She shook her head. No, not anymore. Why? Because if they silence me, the truth dies with me. That night, Cole couldn't sleep. He walked outside the camp, looked up at the stars. Arya joined him. What are you thinking? She asked. You said you're not afraid of me anymore. He said, but I'm afraid for you. I know. He turned to her. I don't want to lose you. She reached out and took his hand. Then don't let go. He squeezed it gently. Never. Far. Above. On the edge of orbit. A warship moved into position. Its orders were simple. Locate the human and the girl. Eliminate them both. The final part of their journey was about to begin. If you take him, you take me to *. The snow fell quietly around the rebel camp. Inside the main hall, voices argued. She's a target now. The human brought danger here. They're not enemies. They brought us the truth. Arya stood still in the center, letting them talk. Her eyes stayed on Cole, who waited by the wall. He looked calm, but his fists were clenched. Then the rebel leader, Sale, raised his hand. Enough. He said, we just received a message from Human Command. Everyone went quiet. They say Cole is one of theirs. They demand we hand him over for safety. Cole looked confused. I never sent a call. Why would they come now? Arya stepped forward. Because they know we're getting close to the truth. And truth scares both sides. A new voice came from the doorway. If you care about peace, hand over the human. It was a human officer, dressed in black armor, eyes cold. Arya moved fast. She stood in front of Cole, arms spread. "If you take him," she said firmly, "you take me too." The room went silent. Double quotes, "Miss," the officer said, "you are not part of this request." "Yes, I am," she said. "We found the peace files together. We fought off hunters together. We survived lies together. If you remove him now, you break something we're trying to build." Sale stepped closer. "She speaks for this camp and for the truth." The officer stared hard at Arya. "So you choose the human?" Arya looked at Cole and whispered, "I already did." The officer left, but the threat remained. Satellites showed a large fleet moving toward the ice fields. War was coming. Again. That night, Arya and Cole sat together by the small fire outside the camp. Cole held a rough map in his hands. "We have one chance," he said. "The central tower at Zara base still broadcasts to both colonies. If we send the full truth there, no one can hide it again. But the tower is deep in enemy land." Arya said, "That's why we go alone." Arya placed her hand on his. "Then we go together." They packed light. The rebels gave them a fast bike and a data stick with all the files, old videos, orders, hidden confessions from both sides. Arya wore her hood low. Cole carried a simple sidearm. They left before sunrise. The road to Zara base was long. They passed ruins of schools, broken ships, burned villages. Arya looked at one cracked wall. Children's drawings were still visible. Humans and aliens holding hands. "They taught us to forget," she whispered. "But we remember now." Cole said. As they neared the tower, alarms began to sound. Soldiers from both sides moved in. Arya and Cole ran inside the old building. They reached the control room, but someone was waiting. An old man in a dark coat, human general, and beside him, the same alien officer who once called Arya a traitor. "You should have stayed hidden," the general said. "You should have stayed honest." Cole replied. Arya stepped forward. "We're sending the truth, no matter what." The alien officer raised a weapon. "Then you'll die with it." He fired. Cole pushed Arya aside. The shot hit his side, hard. He fell. Arya screamed and caught him before he hit the ground. His hand clutched hers. "Send it," he whispered. "Before it's too late." Tears in her eyes. She turned to the console. Blood on her fingers. Heart racing. She inserted the data stick and pressed broadcast all. The screen lit up. Then the truth flew across both planets to every screen, every station, every child, every soldier. Peace. Trust. What they lost, what they could still rebuild. Outside the tower, soldiers lowered their weapons. Some began to cry, some hugged, some just stared, speechless. Inside, Arya held Cole's hand as medics rushed in. He was alive. Barely. She whispered, "Stay with me." He smiled weakly. "I told you, I'm not letting go." You were never like them. 3 years later. The world had changed. Not all at once. Not everywhere. But the fear that once ruled both sides had begun to fade. Peace talks returned. Schools reopened. Soldiers laid down weapons. And across the stars, one story was whispered again and again. The alien girl raised to fear humans, and the human who only held her gently. Arya stood in a large hall filled with children. Some human, some alien, some mixed. She held a small device in her hand. The screen played one of the old videos, the one she and Cole had found in the snow. The children watched with wide eyes. "This is real?" a small alien boy asked. Arya smiled. "Yes, but I was told humans hate us." She knelt beside him. "Some still do, but many don't, and you get to decide who you'll become." The boy nodded slowly. "Was the human in the story your friend?" he asked. Arya paused. Then said softly, "He was more than that." Outside, Cole sat on a bench under a tree, reading an old journal. His side still hurt sometimes. The scar would never go away, but the pain reminded him he had survived. He looked up as Arya stepped outside. She walked toward him. Soft steps, calm face, quiet strength, just like always. She sat beside him. "You did good today," he said. They listened. She smiled. "They're learning." Cole nodded. "It's strange, isn't it? How something that started with fear turned into this." Arya looked out across the green hills where kids played. "I remember that night," she said. "The first night, when I thought you were going to hurt me. I remember too, and you didn't. I couldn't." He said, "It wouldn't be right." Arya looked at him for a long time, then whispered, "You were never like them. He turned to her. Who? The ones they warned me about. Cole smiled. You weren't like the ones they warned us about either. She reached for his hand. Held it gently. That night, in their quiet home near the river, they sat on the floor with a soft light above them. Cole looked at an old photo on the wall. The two of them outside the broadcast tower, wounded but alive. We didn't just survive, he said. We changed something. We reminded them of who they used to be, Arya replied. Then, from the next room, a little voice called out, Mama, Papa. Arya stood and walked into the child's room. Cole followed. Their daughter had glowing silver eyes, just like Arya. But her skin was warm like her father's. I had a bad dream, she said. Arya sat beside her. What was it about? Someone told me humans and aliens can't be family. Cole knelt and kissed her forehead. Well, that dream was wrong, he said. How do you know? She asked. Because you're living proof, Arya whispered. The child smiled and closed her eyes again. Safe, loved, free. Later that night, Cole and Arya stood on the porch, watching stars fall across the sky. A soft wind moved around them. Arya leaned against him. Do you ever think about what would have happened if you walked away that day? She asked. Cole shook his head. I couldn't have, even if I wanted to. Why? Because you whispered, please don't hurt me, and something in me broke. I didn't want you to ever be afraid again. Arya's eyes softened. You gave me more than safety, she said. You gave me a chance to become who I really am. And you gave me a reason to believe in something again. They stood together in the quiet night. No fear. No war. Just love. Something real. Something earned. The war raised her to fear, but love taught her to live.